And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy. That show we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing as usual. It's me, Jake Baldino, and today we're talking about Halo Infinite, specifically the campaign. Now, we already did a deep dive on the multiplayer. That's going to be in a separate video. I'll mention it a little bit here and there, but if you want the multiplayer in depth, which we do mostly enjoy, that video is linked in the description. Also, real quick, 2021 is wrapping up, which means the Before You Buy season is also kind of wrapping up. We might do a few little things here and there, but I just wanted to say thanks for watching these. We have a ton of fun making them, and I consider this like my life's work. So if you've ever watched one of these, thank you. Thank you also to Falcon for backing me up with a lot of these, and Eric and Andrew behind the scenes. But for you guys watching, we're just glad you're here, and we wanted to say thanks for a good year. Anyway, Halo Infinite. It's got big shoes to fill. A new era of Halo, a new era of the Xbox platform and hardware, and let's just jump in now, man. We've been playing a review copy for a few weeks, and this footage is captured on an Xbox Series X, and it is spoiler-free. Now, in short, I think it's very good. Am I gonna hype it up as the best Halo campaign ever? No, not quite. I don't feel that way. A few things disappointed me, but most importantly, the game is really fun. It makes a very, very strong first impression. The opening act is insane and creative and fun and cinematic and just like, you know, that, oh man, this is gonna be good. Then the game sets you out into its open world and things get a bit quieter, a little bit simpler, and you slowly realize the main crux of the game is this open world environment that the developers 343 built. Straight up, this is an open world Halo game with no shame. It's a big sprawling map, bases to capture, targets to find and kill, and stuff to collect. Now, this is where it's gonna lose you or keep you. The story gets a little lighter here and takes a back seat for a while, aside from like audio logs, and the playground antics really ramp up. This just becomes full sandbox experience. Now, I, like some of you, have been tired of open world games. A million meaningless things to do on a map can feel cynical and boring after a while, like padding. But surprisingly, Halo's open world stuff hooked me, specifically because it's just confident Halo gameplay encounters. That's it. You've probably heard this before, but yes, a large portion of this game is like Silent Cartographer inspired, you know? The game is all mountains, woods, trees, and you just ride around in your Warthog, finding bad guys to mess up. And because this Halo gameplay feels tightly polished here, like we mentioned in the multiplayer video, it makes it really fun and enticing to go out and find things to do just for the sake of doing it. The shooty bang bang is real good here. There are, for me, like no filler anything, no filler weapons. Each weapon feels good and solid and useful. You still are gonna have your favorites, but none are really complete throwaways, at least for me. Enemy types are simple and no BS. You know, like there's not a bunch of weird new alien enemy types. It's just kind of your typical classic Halo enemies with a couple of new quirks here and there. With good, smooth controls, really solid weapon feedback, great feeling weapons, great sound effects for the guns, specifically for stuff like the rocket launcher. It just makes all of the shooting and blasting really satisfying, along with the new little abilities. Now, the grappling hook really makes things fresh in the best ways. I know I like kind of shilled for the grappling hook in our multiplayer video. I just think it's like a great addition and perfectly implemented with the right amount of Halo bouncy physics, and it really changes up the gameplay flow without breaking it. Pull yourself towards an enemy, yank your way away from things to avoid danger, or grab stuff from afar like a weapon or, you know, grab an explosive crate to throw at an enemy. It's really fun to use. Now, the other abilities you pick up are a bit more selective, and I only use them for specific instances or difficult points. There's an enemy sensor scanner thing, a wall shield drop. There's also a really useful dash type that doesn't shake things up too much, actually. It feels just right for certain instances. Although swapping between these things can feel a tiny bit cumbersome. It takes a little bit to get used to. Still, it's all pretty good, even if some are much stronger than others. My only other gameplay quirk is the Warthog feels a bit too floaty. I've played every Halo game, like from the beginning. I know driving can be finicky and everyone prefers it slightly different, but here it just feels a bit too weak. and flips over way too easily. It might be the environment design too, but it can kill the fun momentum here and there, like when a pebble flips you over. Now, like I say, it's fun and it plays great, but I do really miss the co-op feature. I do believe playing through alone the first time might be better, but after the campaign, I immediately wanted to do it with a friend and mess around. Co-op is confirmed to be coming later, but this world they built is begging for it now. It's a really large world, and even if the biome is mostly sort of the same throughout, it's designed really well and seems like so much more can be done with it, like in a co-op or a multiplayer sense, or expansions or more scenarios. I don't know. There's a lot of world there, and it's used tastefully, and it's not overloaded with fluff. It doesn't feel like this jam-packed open world with sensory overload. It does give you room to breathe, but even if there isn't a lot of variety, either like a snow area or desert areas or whatever, it's still a fun environment as a whole and didn't hurt the experience like you'd think it would. The general open world loop consists of a large area and having a story objective marker at the end, but in the meantime, you can explore the open world and mess around. There are Spartan cores to access that allow you to progress through a skill tree, which is pretty simple and doesn't really become too obnoxious, but just nice little ways to improve your abilities, like giving a shock to the grappling hook, reducing cooldowns, improving your shields a bit. And also, in the world, you can find armor crates that give you cosmetic stuff for multiplayer. Although, I thought it was going to be like actual armor, since that's what it's labeled. It's an armor crate. It's mostly just smaller, little, tiny cosmetic stuff and trinkets. Nothing really too exciting. There are fortresses to conquer, and the biggest thing, FOBs or FOBs or forward operating bases that you capture. You know, you clear out a platform and take it over as your own, and then you have a fast travel point and the ability to like load up and choose your weapons and to call down a pelican to drop off a warthog or a mongoose and stuff like that. Now, there are also these Valor Points to earn in the world. You know, just be Master Chief, be a Master Chief wrecking ball, just destroying this planet and taking down all the banished, and you earn some points, or like maybe find banished propaganda towers to smash and score some points. And the higher your Valor score through these points, you get more access to stuff at your FOB, like cooler versions of base weapons, better soldiers showing up to hop in your vehicles, and just better vehicles to access the further you get in. It's like a nice little bit of progression that doesn't really take over the focus of it being just Halo and doing Halo things. Also, the world itself is nice to explore. The whole open world thing, I will say, gets way better in the second half of the game. When the game gets harder, you have cooler weapons, and more vehicles are in play, both on your side and on the enemy side. Deeper in, the encounters are way more challenging, and you have to really be prepared going in. It's nice to have a little freedom to tackle things how you want, and the game encourages you like actually hang on to weapons that you like by usually having a lot of ammo around. Also, speaking of weapons and ammo, there are like these high value named boss style targets around the map that can be really tough, but the encounters again are freeform and fun. You kill that named enemy and you get his cool ass weapon, and it's stored in your FOB forever. So all of the open world stuff you'll find fun or weird for Halo. I think it works organically and feels really nice here. The unfortunate aspect is that when the game gets into more story-intense missions and interior sections, it really loses its luster and gets dull really quick. There are a few nice bosses, but interior sections just all feel like samey dungeons that all look and feel almost exactly the same with a few little variations. I get it, okay, you know, Zeta Halo is like, you know, a Halo ring is produced, but still the interior sections are mostly completely boring and don't even hold a candle to previous game locations. They all boil down to just picking up a battery and dropping it into a slot to open a door, and that's it. And that is extremely disappointing. It leads to a lot of story moments that are otherwise really good, still just not quite feeling as cool as they could have been. It feels like the main part of the game, you know, the open world stuff, got most of the care and attention, and then the indoor areas just got the short end of the stick, and it was noticeable enough to impact my enjoyment because I found myself getting a little bored in those sections. The story is going to be hard to talk about without spoiling anything. I'll just say a few things, non-spoiler. Yes, you need to play Halo 4 and 5 to kind of know what's going on. Maybe even Halo Wars 2, or just watch a good YouTube video. A lot of YouTubers have done a great job. Even still, once it gets going, it does feel like a new Halo adventure, and the story itself is very good. It doesn't get overly complicated. I mean, well, it does here and there, but then you can quickly feel the game like kind of reeling back and taking it easy and focusing on smaller scale stuff. Master Chief is interesting, of course, and then the supporting characters like the pilot guy and the new Cortana Jr. are also really damn good. I just wish there was more. The story is a little spread out at times, and a lot of the stuff is in audio logs, which I dislike. But what's there, the tale that they actually tell and show you, is very good and down to earth, and I think the best 343 has done. Keep in mind, I really didn't like Halo 5's story, so there's that. Now, Infinite's is cool, although it's not like the end-all be-all Halo game. I think it was hyped up to be. The name Halo Infinite implies a lot. Maybe just me, maybe I was reading into it more, but Infinite's story really only seems to set up to more. It's like kicking off a new Halo trilogy, a series of games or something like that. I'm excited about where it's going, at least, especially if it can keep it simple and character driven while slowly introducing cool sci-fi stuff. That's Halo at its best, I think, and Infinite comes really damn close. I think Halo fans are gonna be happy. I'm not really like deep in that community, but I've been playing the game since day one, and I've been having a lot of fun with this one. It's very different while at the same time feeling like it's going back to basics, back to its roots, but not in like a marketing gimmick way. It actually commits to it. But of course, that's it before you buy. You know how this works by now. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion, and now I want to hear yours. What are you thinking about Halo Infinite? Obviously, we're putting this video out just before release. Love to know what you think of basically all of 343's games. Did you like Halo 4 and 5? Do you think they were good attempts by a different studio or not? Let us know if you've been playing the multiplayer and what you think of that. The base is really good. They need to do some work tweaking some of the progression and monetization stuff, as you've probably heard talked to death already. But let me know what you're thinking about the multiplayer and the upcoming single player. And if you enjoyed this video and maybe it helped you out a little bit, clicking the like button does help us. Thank you. That's all you got to do. But if you're new, maybe consider subscribing, because we put out videos every single day. But I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.